You'll notice I'm seated on a cushion. You may want to sit on your block. If you have a blanket, you can utilize a blanket as a support underneath the sits bones. Anything that'll help you to maybe lift your hips a little bit, bringing your hips a little higher than your knees, finding that supported posture. And then we move into the support. So we feel into those places in the body that are in contact with something. And the sits bones, in this case, the pointy bones at the base of the hip girdle. We balance ourselves on our sits bones and we center and root in. We feel, for me, I'm seated cross-legged. If you're in a chair, maybe your feet are flat on the floor underneath your knees, hip distance apart. You feel your feet grounding. Here, I feel the side of my legs grounding. And then we imagine we could extend roots through those places of connection and utilize that rooting down in order to lengthen the side body, lengthen the spine, lengthen the crown. Experiment with tucking the chin and shaking the head in order to feel the release at the back of the neck so you can feel the full length of the spine from the crown to the base, base to the crown. And then notice as you lengthen and align the spine, what happens in your torso, what happens in your body. Feel the energy body come online and engage. And then we come to the present moment by turning to the breath. Begin to breathe in and out through the nostrils, following the inhalation into your body, wherever it may go. No stress, no strain, no exertion. Following the exhale out of your body, releasing completely, letting go of all that is no longer needed. And holding our awareness right there, we're right there with the inhale of the next breath. Following that inhale in and that exhale out. Continuing to breathe and focus on the breath, allowing everything else to slip away. The hands will fall to the knees, the thumb and forefinger will lightly touch. And we'll settle into awareness of the present moment. And then we'll move into, invite you to float your hands to your heart on your next inhale in a way that brings awareness to your heart space. Maybe your left hand over your heart, your right hand over your left, maybe your hands in prayer. Feeling the heat of the hands against the chest, feeling the beat of the heart beneath the hands. And invite you to allow to arise in your heart space gratitude, a sense of gratitude, any one thing for which you are grateful here this morning. Maybe for you today, just the possibility of gratitude. And whatever has arisen for you when gratitude is called forth, I invite you to see that clearly in your mind's eye and to anchor your gratitude there in your heart space, holding it there for the duration of the practice and maybe beyond. And finally, before we start, I'll invite us to set our individual and collective intention for this practice, taking a moment to state your intention to yourself. Hear yourself in your mind's ear as you state your intention in a clear and declarative voice as if it is already done. And then listening for the echoes of your intention in your being. I invite you to take a full inhale. And as you exhale, if you choose to, allow your chin to drop towards your grateful and intentional heart. And if you would like to offer a benediction to seal your intention, I invite you to do so now as I say Namo, Namaste. And then lift the chin, release the hands. Make any adjustments that you might like to make to your posture in order to be supported as we move into our first breath practice here. So we're going to start just by activating the right channel of the mind. So the breath will go in through the right nostril. You can bring mental awareness to your right nostril, or if you choose, you can bring your left hand up. Fingers are together, the left thumb lightly pressing to block the left nostril. We inhale through the right nostril. Right hand is on the knee, thumb and forefinger touching. Spine is long, body is still. Awareness is on the breath in the right nostril as we inhale. And exhale, in and out through the right nostril. Right nostril, the Surya or sun channel, activating and clearing through the Pingala Nadi, energizing into the body and the brain. Full inhales and complete exhales. We begin to find your rhythm and your pace and your breath in your practice. Eyes closed if you're comfortable doing so. If you're like many of us and you're uncomfortable closing your eyes, it affects your balance, then just narrow your gaze. Look just beyond the tip of your nose as you breathe in and breathe out. Long, deep yogic breath, full inhalation. Complete exhale. Settling in, noticing the effect of your practice in your being. On your next inhale, take a full inhalation. And as you exhale, release your left hand down. Sit very still. Allow the breath to stabilize, come and go. Notice that sensation might be slightly different in each of your nostrils now. Allowing the breath to come and go here. Noticing the shift that may have occurred from that particular practice. Establishing, reestablishing, if need be, our understanding and awareness of our supports. Checking in with our gratitude and our intention. We're going to bring the hands together and interlace the fingers, turn the palms away. So the palms are facing away from the chest, right at the level of the heart. And then the two thumbs are extended beneath the palms. They'll just lightly touch. Elbows are up, hands at the level of the heart. Inhaling through the nostrils, we'll just straighten the arms and press the palms away. Exhaling through the mouth, make it like a rounding of the mouth, and back of the palms come back toward the chest. Inhale, we press away. Inhale, nostrils pressing away. Exhale, mouth pressing back. Continue at your rhythm and your pace and your breath and your practice. Full inhale, complete exhale. And working to equalize the inhale and the exhale in length, duration, and intensity, remembering that our focus in all of our practices is to be calm, steady, focused on the breath, and moving within our own body. So all of these are suggestions, offers, invitations from over here. You are in the privacy of your own space by design. The only requirement for you is to be present and to breathe. So anytime you lose that calm, steady center, anytime you lose that focus on your gratitude and intention, pause, reconnect, reestablish your supports, and then rejoin as you are ready. Feel free to modify anything at any time. Take any alternate posture at any time. Change your supports. And just refocus on your breath. A couple more here. On your next exhale, lengthen the spine, check in with your posture, check in with your supports. We're going to make a modification for that now. Now we're going to inhale, same way through the nostrils. As the hands reach their fullest extension from the chest, holding the breath lightly, retaining the breath lightly, we'll just take the arms up overhead and then back down in front of the chest, and then we'll exhale out the mouth. Inhale out, gently retain as you move the arms overhead and then back in front of the chest. Exhale. Finding your rhythm, your pace with your breath in your practice. Thumbs lightly touching, body very still, even though the arms are moving. Awareness on the breath in the nostrils and in the mouth. Focus at the third eye or just beyond the tip of your nose. Just be engaged in your practice here. On your next inhale, inhale out. Take the arms up, gently retain this breath. Lift, press through the palms, lengthen through the arms. Shoulders are up but relaxed. Crown is lifted. Gentle retention here. Let everything still. And as you're ready, release your arms softly down through the arc of your body into your knees. Thumb and forefinger lightly touching. Notice your experience. Notice what shifted for you. Feel into the effects of that little practice. Pranayama, breath work. The breath, our primary need, our most powerful tool. We work to learn to utilize the breath to help regulate our mind states and allow us to maintain our calm, steady center. All right, we have one more here as we're seated. So again, make any micro adjustments you may need in order to feel supported. If you're not used to sitting for a long period, maybe you want to adjust a little bit. Change the crisscross of your leg, straighten your legs, wiggle wobble a little bit, reestablish your support. All right. So the spine is long in the supports. The inhalation, the arms will come up shoulder height. So I'm sorry, the elbows will be like shoulder height. The arms will be opening wide, the palms facing forward, the chest opening and expanding, the crown lifting long, exposing the chest and the throat. Inhale and make, as you finish your inhale, make a fist. So we're inhaling through the nostrils again. And then as you exhale, we're going to just pull like there's weights holding our arms against each other, bringing the forearms and the fists together as we round the spine and dip the chin out the mouth. Inhale, open, make fists, exhale. Feel there's like tension, like somebody's holding you back from bringing your arms together as we exhale out the mouth. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling out the mouth. Powerful cannon breath here. Enlivening and enlightening. Opening and expanding on the inhale. Feeling that energy coming into the heart and the throat. Exhale. Letting it all go. Fully present on our mat here. But calm and steady. and focus on the breath. And moving within our own body. Breathing in and knowing that we're breathing in. Breathing out and knowing that we're breathing out. Fully engaged here. As you exhale on your next exhale, gently retain the breath out just for a moment. Be still. Settle. And then gently relax the arms down. Gentle inhale, lift the chin. Find your supported seat with your elongated spine and be still. And just notice your experience and notice what shifted for you. Again, notice the effects of your practice in your body, in your soul, in your mind, in your central nervous system. Tools for emotional regulation. Allow the breath to stabilize. Just be still. Notice where you are compared to where you started this practice just a few short minutes ago. Let's take a cleansing breath here. Full inhale. Sigh it out. And then as you exhale, if you choose to, you're going to be moving to our child's pose. Now you have many options in child's pose, wisdom pose. So again, if you are uncomfortable seated on your hips back on your heels, you can do a couple of things. The first is if the tops of your feet are bothering, you can roll up the bottom of your mat and place the bottom of the mat under the tops of your feet, providing a little bit of comfort and support there. If you're uncomfortable with your hips back toward your heels, you can take your blanket is falling apart. Let me refold this so it's not. You can take your blanket and place your blanket on top of your calves, providing a little bit of support there. The knees can go wide to allow the torso to fall between the thighs, or you can keep your knees together at level with even with the hips, and you're going to bring your forehead down. If your chest needs support, you bring your block at whatever height is appropriate to support your chest. If your chest is fine, but your head needs support, you bring your block at whatever height is appropriate to support your forehead. Arms are extended initially. Walk the fingers out, pop up on the fingertips. So right now I'm in a supported child's pose, extended wisdom pose, extended child's pose. My feet are supported. My hips are supported. My knees are being supported. And my forehead is being supported. Support precedes action. Find your variation or version of the posture and work from there. We're going to breathe into our child's pose. Full inhale. Complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale here. On this next inhalation, pop up on your fingertips. Feel the length underneath the arms. And then as you exhale, go ahead and bring your hands back by your feet, palms up, releasing the shoulders. Full expression of the pose. Breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale, extended child's pose. And then bring the torso forward so that you're in tabletop posture. Now, again, support for the top of the feet by rolling the mat. If it's uncomfortable to be on your knees, you can bring your blanket or additional support underneath the knees. If it's uncomfortable being on the wrists, you can bring your block as a support and come down on your forearms, taking any load bearing off of your wrists. Finding your own postures, finding your own supports, finding your own variation and version of your tabletop. Hands are under the shoulders, which means they're probably narrower than you think. Knees are under the hips, again, probably narrower than you think. Maybe one fist distance between your hands, maybe one fist distance between your knees. And then move your hands slightly forward so you'll have a little room in the spine. The spine is long, the crown extends towards the wall in front of you, the hips extend toward the wall behind you. And we're going to begin to use flexion and inflection, or arching and rounding, in the spine itself. So on the inhale, we're going to feel bring your awareness to the lower spine, the lower lumbar region of the spine, and just above your buttocks. And as you inhale, arch the lower spine. The chest will come forward, the crown will lift, the hips will lift. Inhaling through the nostrils. And then as you exhale through the nostrils, go around the lower spine and then maybe up into the middle spine and maybe even the upper spine. The head will curl under as the chin moves toward the chest. The biceps will frame the ears. The hips will roll under. That's a rounding or inflection. Here we go. Inhale through the nostrils. Arching and lifting. Exhale through the nostrils, rounding and releasing. Now you may want to begin at this point to invoke your ujjayi or ocean breath. So we bring a little tension to the back of the throat, the epiglottis, and that will cause us to hear audibly the sound of the breath in the nostrils, helping us with our rhythm. We find our rhythm. And it's called ocean breath because for many, the sound of the inhale sounds like the waves rolling in, and the sound of the exhale sounds like the waves rolling out. And imagine we're at our favorite beach here, and we're just moving to the rhythm of the surf. Inhaling and arching, exhaling and rounding. We're moving the spine, freeing up energy to move up and down the spine. Our teachers, the yogis, the ancients, they tell us that we are only as old as our spine. We can stay young, we can stay youthful, moving the spine and allowing energy to flow up and down the spine. A couple more here. And inhale in the neutral. And then exhale. Find your supports here. Press into the fingertips and the heel of the palm. Notice that the thumb and forefinger in particular are fully extended, making L and reverse L. That's the letter L, figuratively speaking. And we're pressed into the length of the arms. Space created, chest is lifted. We roll the toes under. So we're pressing into the toes now and feeling that in the ball of the foot and back through the heel. And as we do that, we may notice that the hips want to shift up and back and the knees want to lift. And that's where we're going next, but we'll take it in stages. So let's do this first. Let's extend the right leg back, lifting the right knee and pressing back through the right heel. Into the ball of the right foot, back through the right heel. Feel the length in the back of that right leg, the outside of that right leg. Breathe here, full inhale. Complete exhale. And then bring that right knee back underneath the hip, excuse me. And we'll extend the left leg, press into the ball of the left foot, lift the left knee, press back through the left heel, feeling the length in the back and outside of the left leg. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bring the left knee back under the hip. Now curl the toes here, press into the ball, the foot, and the heel. And again, press out of the arms and feel the knees begin to lift, the hips begin to lift. Lift the hips to the ceiling and toward the wall behind you. Press out of the hands, press the chest and stomach back toward the thighs. Let the crown of the head drop toward the mat. Let the heels drop toward the bottom of the mat. This is your downward facing dog. Now, modifications here. Again, you may want to be on your forearms if you load bearing on your wrists is a challenge. And breathe here. Bend your right knee, press back through your left heel. Feel the length in the back of the left leg and long out of the back of the body. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale here. Exhale. Full inhalation. Complete exhale. As you exhale, bend the left knee, press back through the right heel. Feel that length in the back of the body and particularly the back of the right leg. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale here. Exhale here. Full inhalation. Complete exhale. As you exhale, finishes. Bend both knees, lift the hips up and back toward the wall behind you, and then let both heels drop toward the mat. This is your down dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale here. Exhale here. Full inhalation. Complete exhale. As you exhale finishes, look between your hands and then gently walk your feet forward. Little baby steps, little elephant step, bringing your feet between your hands, coming into your forward fold. Now, again, place for your block here. If your hands don't reach the floor, then maybe you'd have your block to support you. Your head is released, forehead toward the shins, hips are lifted high. Experiment with a little rocking side to side of your hips so you can feel the weight in the feet. Pick up your toes to help feel the balance of the weight in the ball of the foot, inside and outside of the ball of the foot, inside and outside of the heel of the foot. Then place your toes back down and feel the extra support that comes from that. Make any adjustments. Maybe you find you can modify the height of your block as you move into this posture and begin to feel into it. If you like, bracing is available. You grasp your opposite elbow with the opposite hand in front of or even behind the body. And you're just breathing deep. Notice now you're upside down. The diaphragm works a little differently. Actually, I shouldn't say it that way. The diaphragm works the same way, but it feels very different because you're inverted. You're in an inversion. The head is below the heart. Diaphragm, inhaling deep into the belly. And exhaling. Release the hands. Bring your hands to your shins for support. Press the palms against the shins. As you inhale, straighten the arms and lift the torso, bringing the crown of the head toward the wall in front of you. Supported, half up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale here. As you exhale, release the hands, release the head, come back into a deep forward fold. Bend the knees a little bit so you feel the weight sink into the feet, and then rooting down into the feet, slowly begin to roll your torso upright. So thinking of the vertebra in the spine, one vertebra at a time, we roll up. Chin remains tucked until the torso naturally rises. As the torso comes upright, the shoulders will naturally roll up and down. The chin will lift level and parallel to the floor. Crown will get long and will press into the feet. Imagine you can pull your heels toward each other. Feel that tightening and zipping up through the inside of the legs. Feel yourself balanced on your own 2 feet. This is your mountain pose. Standing on your own 2 feet, having your own back. Then allowing the blood to settle so the head is now back above the heart. All that fresh blood now returning to the heart. Feel that transition in your body. As you inhale, bring your hands to prayer at your chest. Check in with your gratitude and your tension. Exhale, settle in. On your inhale, take your hands high toward the ceiling, lengthening through the fingertips, reaching through the crown, lengthening out of the legs, out of the waist, out of the chest, out of the crown, out of the fingers, full tall mountain, greeting the day, greeting the sun in the day. Full inhale here. Exhale, hinge at the hips as you bring your hands through prayer and fold back into your forward fold. Bring the hands to the shins for support if you like. Inhale to a flat back, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold, release the hands, release the head, bend the knees slightly. Inhale, root into the feet as you rise up, one vertebra at a time. Saving the head and neck for last. As you come upright, the arms will go high into tall mountain. And exhale, bring the hands to prayer at the chest. Every time we come back to this mountain posture, we'll take a breath. We'll check in with our gratitude. We'll check in with our intention. On your next inhale, the arms go high, adding on. On the exhale, we'll hinge and fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold hands beside the feet. Step the right foot back to a lunge and drop the right knee in the top of the right foot. Take a moment here to settle in and then begin to engage your core. And then maybe you lift your crown a little bit. Maybe you take a little bit of tension out of your hands. Maybe just pressing into the fingertips lightly. Maybe your hands even lift entirely. Establishing yourself. Where's your support? Left foot, right knee, top of the right foot, base of support. We're established in our support. Bring your hands perhaps to the top of your left knee, step the palms. Straighten the arms to support lifting the torso. Lengthen the crown and sink into the right knee and left heel. Drop the hips, if you will. Shoulders are relaxed. This is a supported low lunge. Breathe in here. Breathe out. Inhale here. Exhale here. On your next inhalation, if you like, release the hands from the thigh. Maybe take the hands high. Maybe the palms press. Maybe the thumbs interlock. Maybe you interlace the fingers and steeple the index finger. Maybe your hands don't touch. It doesn't matter. Get long on the inhale. And then on the exhale, bring the hands through prayer. Frame the foot. Curl the toes of the right foot. Lift the right knee. Step the right foot forward to join the left. Forward fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root and rise, gathering as you go. Reach up, greet the day, greet the sun. Exhale, release the hands to prayer and take a breath. On the inhale, the arms are high. On the exhale, we hinge and fold. Inhaling to a flat back. Exhale, we fold, hands beside the feet. The left leg goes back, the left knee and the top of the left foot drop. Establish, take a moment, be safe, steady. Focused on your breath. Maybe engage the core, lift the crown, maybe pick up the hands. Maybe bring the hands to the opposite knee, stack the palms the opposite way. Straighten the arms to support lifting the torso, lengthen through the crown, sink into the hips. Supported low lunge, breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale here. Exhale here. On your next inhale, maybe the arms go high, finding your position. Maybe your position is different on this side as it is wont to be. We're not fully symmetrical. Whatever we've got here, we're going to inhale, get long. And then exhale, bring the hands through prayer. Frame the foot, curl the toes, lift the knees. Step the left foot forward to join the right, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root and rise, tall mountain. Exhale, hands to prayer, mountain posture. Take a breath. And sigh it out. All right, adding on. Inhale, arms go high. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, flat back, moving with your breath. Exhale, fold hands beside the feet, right foot back, right knee down. Inhale, rise up into your lunge. Exhale, hands down, frame the foot, curl the toes, lift the knee, pay attention. Step the left foot back to join the right. Downward facing dog. Inhale to a plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, lower to the mat. Release the tops of the feet. Inhale, lengthen the crown, lift the heart, maybe even lift the hands. Cobra. Exhale, lower down, curl the toes, press back, downward facing dog. Take a breath, full inhale, complete exhale. Inhale, look up between the hands. Exhale, right foot's going to come forward between the hands, left knee and the top of the left foot are down. Inhale, rise up, lunge. Exhale, hands will come down through prayer, frame the foot, curl the toes, lift the knee, step the left foot forward to join the right, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root and rise. Gather as you go, tall mountain. Exhale, release the hands to prayer, take a breath. So that is one side. We're going to do that same sequence on the other side. That will make one complete sun salutation C. Surya Namaskar C. So here we go. Inhale, the arms go high. One movement, one breath. Exhale, hands and fold. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, hands beside the feet. Left foot back, left knee down, top the left foot releases. Inhale into your lunge. Exhale, hands down, frame the foot, curl the toes, step back. Right foot joins the left in down dog. Inhale to a plank. Exhale, lower down, knees, chest, chin, or reverse push-up. Inhale, rise up, cobra, or maybe up dog. Exhale, press back. Downward facing dog, you take a breath. Full inhale. Complete exhale. Inhale, we look up between the hands. Exhale, the left foot comes forward between the hands. The right knee drops, top of the right foot. Inhale, we rise to our lunge. Exhale, we bring the hands down, frame the foot, and step to forward fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root and rise, tall mountain. Exhale, hands to prayer. So that's one complete. We're going to do 3 more. So I'll cue the first one. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, hands beside the feet. Right foot back, right knee down. Inhale, rise to our lunge. Exhale, hands down. And we step back. Inhale to plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise up, our choice. Exhale, lower and press back, downward facing dog. Take a breath, full inhale. Complete exhale. Every time we're in down dog, every time we're in mount, we take a breath. Right foot steps forward between the hands, left knee drops. Inhale into our lunge. Exhale, hands down, step forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, tall mountain. Exhale, hands to prayer. Take a breath. Inhale, the arms high. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold left foot back, left knee down. Inhale, rise to our lunge. Exhale, hands down. Step back, press back, down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, lower and press back. Downward facing dog. Take a breath. Full inhale. Complete exhale. Looking up between the hands. On the exhale, we step the left foot forward, the right knee down. Inhale, we rise to our lunge. Exhale, we lower down and step forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root and rise. Exhale, hands to prayer and breath. Full inhale. Complete exhale. And continue. Two more at your own pace, your own rhythm. Move one movement, one breath. Find your flow. Find your rhythm, your pace, your breath, your practice. Flowing into this morning, to this day, aligning the flow of your life to the flow of life in general. Safe, steady, focused on the breath, and moving within your own body. If you want, you can take that extra breath out between the two sides. If you want, you can take the extra breath out in that moving through plank into this vinyasa flow. Settling in your mount and checking in with your gratitude and intention. One more full set with me. If you're with me, if you're on your own, just follow your own rhythm. And you'll finish when you finish. We'll be here. All will be well. Meeting up at the top of our mat, allowing everything to settle. Release your hands, samastiti, mountain posture, palms turn forward, fingers extend toward the mat, shoulders are relaxed, crown is long, chin is parallel to the floor, feet are fully engaged, supporting, breath is stabilizing here. Notice your experience, notice what shifted for you as you feel into this. Settle in for a moment, let everything settle. All right, step your feet wide on your mat. So the feet are out wider than the shoulders. Toes are turned slightly in. I'm going to extend through the side body here a little bit. So pressing into the outer part of the feet, we feel that length in the outside part of the leg. Maybe we find that place where we feel supported. And then we're going to take the arms high. And we're going to do a little twist action here. So as you exhale, your left hand will come to your left hip. Your right hand will come towards your left big toe. Your forehead will come toward your left knee. So we're a little twist here. And then as you inhale, you come back up and the arms will go back out. And then the other side, exhale. Right hand will come to the right hip. Left hand will come toward the right big toe. Forehead will come toward the right knee. And then we move with our breath. Inhaling out through the nose. Exhale down. Inhale up. Move at your rhythm and your pace. Your breath and your practice. Feel that opening in the side body. That extension through the crown. And that fold so that forehead's coming toward that knee. Just a couple more here. Inhale up. Exhale, bring your hands to your hip waist and heel toe your feet in till they're just wider than your hips, maybe even a little bit shoulder. Moving into our squats, our last movement here. So you may want to utilize supports. Your squat is your squat. So maybe you have your chair or your bolster, and your squat is that place where you're dropping your hips toward your heels, and where your heels begin to come up, that is your edge. Stay there, keep the heels down. So maybe you're finding the appropriate height of your support for whatever is available for you in your squat. Your arms are out, front of the shoulders. Shoulder height, palms down. This is your balance. Remember that focus is balance, so find a drishti, a gazing point. Breath is stank. This is the inhale, in and out through the nostrils. Exhale, you're sliding the back of your hips, the back of your shoulders, the back of your head down an invisible wall, coming into your version of your squat. Inhale up and exhale down. Find your breath. Find your rhythm. Find your pace. Find your practice. Just a couple more here. Inhale up. Exhale, release the hands, bring the heel to the feet underneath the hips. Let the palms turn forward, the fingers extend. Let the breath stabilize. Be very still. Notice your experience. Allow the breath to stabilize. Mm. Mm. And gently, with care and consideration, bring yourself down onto your mat, on your back. For your Savasana, our guided rest. Again, if you have a blanket, it is a wonderful thing, perhaps, to cover the body. Maybe just bring the blanket under the back of your head, supporting that soft spot at the back of your skull. The toes fall open, heels move as wide as is comfortable for you on your mat. Palms turn up at the hips. Crown is long. Full back is supported. And then, as I said, take a moment. Maybe you have a shawl or a blanket. You want to cover your body. Maybe you have an eye cloth and you want to cover your eyes. Maybe you have a bolster and you want to put that under your knees for support. Or even the blanket underneath your legs or knees, the back of your calves can help. Whatever you need for your practice, whatever provides you with perhaps 1% more support. Go ahead and avail yourself of that now. Anything that provides you just a little more support. And as you settle into your support, let go. You're done. Be done. Allow yourself to be done. Release any shaping of the mind, of the body, of the breath. Release any analysis of the practice. Release any conversation. Certainly release any criticism, condemnation. Just be in a state of release. Allow yourself to be, feel into what it is like to let go and to allow yourself to be. And then honor yourself. Give yourself a little bit of love for giving yourself this opportunity to both practice and, more importantly, to rest. This is our rest. This is our moment of integration. This is where the effort that we have put forth in the practice settles into ourselves, into our soul, and begins to integrate into the healing, making us wholly whole, W-H-O-L-L-Y, holy, W-H-O-L-E, whole, holy, whole, or maybe holy, H-O-L-Y. Allowing ourselves this moment of respite from all of the distractions of our lives, the urgency of our schedules, the primacy of our need to care for others, that imperative to do, letting go of that for this minute and this minute only. And we will spend this next minute or so just exploring what it is like to be at rest in the awesome power of silence. If perchance you find that your attention has wandered away, I invite you to bring gratitude to that noticing, and then gently and compassionately return your focus to your breath. On your next inhale, I invite you to begin to reconnect with your body, perhaps wiggling your fingers and toes, maybe rotating your wrists and ankles. Continuing to reawaken and reconnect with your body. Maybe you extend into a long good morning stretch. Maybe you bring your soles of your feet together, rub them together. Maybe you rub your palms together. Maybe you do whatever movement seems organic to you in order to continue your reconnection to your body and facilitate the complete reconnection to your body here. And then utilizing your supports and leveraging out of your supports, take whatever organic movement that feels right to you in order to bring yourself back to your seated posture. Reestablishing your supports in your seat, reconnecting with your rooting into the physical connections of your body, and then from that rooting, lengthening and aligning the spine. And then once again, floating your hands to your heart in a way that brings awareness to your heart space. And I invite you to allow to arise in your heart space perhaps one more thing for which you are grateful here this morning. And as you witness yourself in gratitude in your space, I'll take this opportunity to extend my sense of gratitude to you from this space. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your practice. I'm honored to be here, truly. And I invite and encourage you to stay here in grateful witness for as long as you like, for as long as you can. And when you do finally rise, please take your gratitude and the echoes of your practice with you as you go through the remainder of your day, lifting yourself and all that you come into contact with. Have an amazing day.